Thursday morning. Welcome back, Year 5, to your math lesson for today, Thursday or Friday Eve, whatever we want to call it. We are going to, as we always do, start with our flashback 4 mental maths questions, plus the clock face there on the screen. Try and tell the time if you can. Give yourself around 30 seconds. Pause the video now. Question 1. Complete the sequence. 1 and 2/5, 1 and 3/5. It would be 1 and 4/5. Then it would be 1 and 5/5, which is actually the same as 2 wholes. Then it would be 2 and 1/5, 2 and 2/5, and so on. It would continue. So well done if you did a few more in the sequence. I run out of space, so I'm just going to do the 2. But you're jumping up 1/5 each time. Question 2, write 17/3 as a mixed number. So if I've got 17/3 to play with and I want to try and make up as many wholes as possible, each whole being made up of 3 pieces, I would be able to make in total 5 wholes using 15 of those pieces, with 2 remaining as my fraction after the 5 and 2/3. Question 3, divide 865 by 5. It would give me the answer 173 using the bus stop method there as the preferred choice of working out. I would hope many of you did use that method. And question 4, write down a 5-digit number with 6 in the hundreds column. So there's a load of different solutions here, loads of which I can't give you. I'm going to give you an example. 13,624 would work, and many other ones would do too. You could have had 16,666, and like I say, lots more. As long as you've used 5 digits in total, and as long as you've got a 6 in the hundreds column, which is this column here. Time on the clock, 8 o'clock exactly. Reflecting shapes with coordinates, then today's waltz. Yesterday we looked at coordinates and we looked at, 2 days ago we looked at coordinates. Yesterday we looked at reflecting shapes using the mirror line. Today we're going to combine the 2 skills. Let me pull up a coordinates grid for us. So the questions today that you will get will require you to do a few things. As I say, it will require you to use your understanding of reflection, your understanding of coordinates, and together put them together to combine your understanding and hopefully help consolidate some of the learning that you've done over the last couple of days. Question number 1 then on the worksheet that you will get following this lesson. It will ask you, first of all, to plot the coordinates of the points. So something similar to this, not quite the same as this, but it will ask you something similar to this. Plot the coordinates of the points, which from our lesson a few days ago, hopefully, is quite straightforward. Remember, along the corridor, along the x-axis before you go up the y-axis. So the coordinates of the red or the orange cross there would be 5, 9. Remember how we write coordinates in brackets separated by the comma. First number talking about the x coordinate, the second number referring to the y coordinate. The green cross then along 7 up 6, and then finally along 8 up 2. So yeah, the question will ask you to read coordinates just to check that you've not forgotten that. It will then ask you to reflect the points in the mirror. So, for example, I'm just going to put 3 of the crosses down here because we're going to reflect each of these points in the mirror line. Remember, the mirror line is often shown with a dotted or a dashed line, but it can be both horizontal and vertical, by the way. This one here is a vertical mirror line. The question later on today will actually look at reflecting using a horizontal line. I know you did a little bit of both yesterday, but just so you know, it can be either. So yeah, reflecting the points. And remember, we're always working from the mirror line. So if we're going one to the left to reflect it in the mirror line, we'd go one to the right. If we're going 6 to the right in the mirror line, you go 6 to the left to reflect the same point across. So the red or the orange cross then, I've jumped 1 to the right of the mirror line. So to reflect it, I would jump 1 to the left, which would put me here. To write my new coordinates, because that's the skill you're going to have to do today. Not only plot the original coordinates, but reflect and then plot the new coordinates. New coordinates again along the corridor 3, up the y-axis 9. So this is all going to help you question 1 today. Quickly as we can then, for the green cross, I've done 1, 2, 3 along the right. So I do 1, 2, 3 to the left and mark it on my coordinates grid like so. I've gone 1 along the x-axis and I've gone 6 up the y-axis. 1, 6. And then finally, the blue cross, 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps to the right. I'm sat right on the y-axis. If you remember from our coordinates lesson, if I ever sat right on the line, I would write it as 0 along the x-axis because I've not gone along my x-axis at all. I've gone straight up my y-axis and I've gone up 2. So my coordinates would be 0, 2. So that'll help you with question number 1. If you would like to pause the video and have a go at that skill right now before we move on, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to continue to watch on, I'll talk you through the next couple of questions using a couple of examples to illustrate my point. So question number 2 then. First thing to know is question number 2 talks about a shape called a trapezium. Now a trapezium is a 4-sided shape with 1 set of parallel lines. 4-sided shape with 1 set of parallel lines. I'll just pull one onto the screen to show what I mean. So 4-sided shape, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. These 2 lines, the 2 horizontal lines, are parallel. Remember, parallel lines never meet. Okay, so if I extended these 2 lines kept going along, they would never meet. They would still be an equal distance apart. The 2 vertical lines, however, as you can see, are pointing kind of inwards, aren't they? So eventually, if I extended them up right above your screen and kept going and going and going, eventually they'll come to a point, they'll come to a place where they'll meet. But a trapezium has 1 set of parallel lines, which are these 2 here. So if you come across it and you think, hang on a minute, it talks about trapezium, I've never heard of that name before, or I can't remember what that shape is, now you know what it is, a trapezium. Just bear in mind though that a trapezium, that's a trapezium, as is that, as is this, as is that. So it's a shape, it can be shown at different orientations or angles, but it's a shape where 2 lines are parallel and 2 lines are not parallel. I'm not going to use a trapezium in this example because that would just be showing you how to do the question straight away without doing any thinking. I'm going to use a triangle. So again, what the question will ask you to do is it will ask you to plot the coordinates. So again, I would always label my vertices A, B, and C. If I was labeling my point A, I'm looking at my coordinates, I'm going to 3 along my x axis, 3 on my y axis. So my coordinate will be 3, 3. B, I have gone along the x-axis 3, I've gone up the y-axis 1. So 3, 1, that's a really big comma, it doesn't need to be that big at all. 3, 1 would be my coordinates for B. and then C, along my x-axis 7, up my y-axis 1. So you're plotting the original coordinates. It would then ask you to reflect the shape in the mirror line. So your A, if I've gone down 1, I would have to go up 1 to here. B, if I've gone down 1, 2, 3, I'd have to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, laptop. Taking a bit of time. That is a B there, by the way. And then C, from my mirror line, 1, 2, 3 down. So I'll go 1, 2, 3 up. And then with my straight edge on my ruler, I would draw my lines in to complete my shape. And then it will ask me to write my new coordinates in. So my new coordinates of A, now because you have labelled them, this makes it nice and straightforward. My new coordinates of A would be along 3, up 5. So it would be 3, 5. B, along 3, up 7. And then C, along 7 and up 7. So it'd be 7, 7. So just to recap, question 1 is looking at coordinates of points, reflecting points, and labeling the new coordinates or the new points accurately. Question 2 will ask you about that's tomorrow's lesson, reflecting shape in a mirror line by labeling the original points, then reflecting each original point and drawing up your new shape with your new coordinates and writing the new coordinates in. And then further on down the worksheet, it will give you a bit of a challenge. And I'm going to kind of leave you to the challenge today. I'm not going to talk you through it. But I said at the beginning that sometimes you have horizontal, sometimes you have vertical mirror lines. And in this example, I think it's a pentagon. You need to plot in the first square, and then you're going to reflect it several times before you end up with a new image. So that's what we call it, isn't it? Before we have an object, after we reflect it, we have an image, and then you're going to have to plot the coordinates of the final image that you end up with. Bit of a challenge. That might get you thinking a little bit harder, but it's not something I think is beyond you. I think you can apply your knowledge if you're comfortable with what we've done already this week and what I have just shown you to do today. Good luck and have a go at the work.